Welcome back, everyone. I'm Nick Kangadis for MRC-TV, and this is your favorite anti-socialist show, Uncommon Sense. I hope everyone had a very happy Thanksgiving weekend, but there's another turkey that a lot of you have been asking me to give a golden jackass for a little while now. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick. This national anthem kneeling, race-baiting, Malcolm X-loving, Fidel Castro supporting, social justice snowflake finally got a dose of his own medicine during his team's last game against the Miami Dolphins. Cuban-American linebacker for the Dolphins, Kiko Alonso, wasn't pleased with Kaepernick's support of some of Castro's accomplishments and promptly played the game of his life against the 49ers, including a bone-jarring, game-saving hit on Kaepernick.
Alonso, number 47, will come in late to the picture. Alonso came from inside out to cut away, to take away the...
But that's not why Kaepernick's getting the golden jackass. Kaepernick came out just days before the Cuban dictator's passing and defended the Castro regime under Fidel for how much they invested in education, free universal health care, and his efforts to free the late South African president Nelson Mandela and end apartheid. Oh, Colin, that's cute.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
The United States spends more on education than any other country in the world, and it's not even close. The U.S. is fourth in spending per student for primary education, but that's just because we have more students than Luxembourg, Switzerland, and Norway combined. You can throw all the money you want at education, but when college kids keep getting degrees in useless majors like LGBT fishing tendencies, money isn't the problem. And when you keep teaching young impressionable minds ideologies and to argue their feelings instead of arguing facts, money isn't the problem. Kaepernick, with all of his ideological nonsense, actually sounds a lot like the students I just mentioned that have been brainwashed over the last 25 to 30 years. As far as Cuba having a 100% literacy rate, Armando Salguero of the Miami Herald wrote that Cuba does not have the highest literacy rate. And even if they did, it's easy to have a perfect literacy rate when the people supplying the statistics are the same people that report that Fidel Castro won elections with 100% of the vote. And free universal health care? Come on, Cap. If life was so wonderful under the Castros in Cuba, then why did so many people risk their lives to float on makeshift rafts 90 miles to the United States? Obviously, free healthcare doesn't mean that much if you're faced with a firing squad for voicing dissent. While the end of apartheid was of course a good thing, the rightfully freed Nelson Mandela as president was one of the worst things economically to happen to the nation of South Africa. In the time that Mandela was president, the country's unemployment rate doubled to 25%, all while the average income of South African men and women fell an average of 40% between 1995 and 2000. But hey, communism, right? You can talk all you want about equality, and there should be equality, but among everyone, not just those you deem oppressed. Castro was one of the biggest oppressors in history, but you don't seem to have a problem with that. Cap, you preach tolerance and equality, yet you praise those that promoted just the opposite. You should really focus on football, especially since you haven't won one game as the starting quarterback this entire season.
You can't win!
Save your sanctimonious, tolerant, Malcolm X wannabe BS for the sheeple that believe what you're doing is somehow righteous, when in fact it only makes you look misguided and foolish. But that could just be me thinking out loud again. What did you think of this episode of Uncommon Sense? Who do you think should be my next triggered, safe space, easily offended victim? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, check out more on MRC-TV's YouTube page or visit us at MRCTV.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis, and until next time, don't let your common sense be uncommon.